A very good morning, students. Now, we are going to discuss a very important technique of directing. As we all know, the functions or elements of management has directing as one important component. Shall we recollect what are the functions of management or elements of management so that we will know where directing comes? When you have to talk about functions of management, we start with, yes, can I have your answers? Yes, planning, good. Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, isn't it? And coordination. Coordination is the essence of management. See, never forget these functions because this is your entire syllabus. The entire syllabus of yours rests on knowing these elements thoroughly. Yes, so these are the important functions of management. And where are we now? In directing. The component which we are going to discuss today is directing. One technique of directing. Now, coming to directing, when you look at the techniques of directing, there are several techniques, right? You have supervision, leadership, motivation, communication, issue of orders and instructions, and last but not the least is delegation. So these are called as techniques of directing. Yes, techniques of directing. So under this, our topic today is motivation. What do you mean by motivation? What do you understand by the term motivation? Now, I have a motivation to teach you all. You have a motivation to listen. What does that mean? It implies your enthusiasm. It talks about the enthusiasm, the active involvement, an active involvement, right? So, to motivate somebody means to provide them with a motive, to impel them, to incite them, to prompt them. We must have heard the term prompt. Prompting somebody means what? Making somebody do something, and this is going to be a positive one. When you say motivation, it is stimulating, right? So, this is a very important technique of directing, and it comes under carrot approach. There are terms, carrot and stick is a very common term used in management literature as one of the means of making the people do the job. So when we talk about stick approach, it is about getting things done by telling them that if you don't do, you are in for this trouble. You may be penalized. Probably you lose a very important promotion opportunity. So you may be demoted. So those are stick methods. But motivation is basically a carrot approach, saying that making them feel excited to do the job. Is it clear? So this is going to be creating the willingness of the people to work. Right? Now, what are those components we are going to discuss under motivation? So I have listed down the synopsis, what we are going to discuss under this topic. So meaning and definition of the term motivation, nature of motivation, importance of motivation, process of motivation, financial and non-financial incentives, theories of motivation. Now here, except for importance of motivation, Others are all coming under technical information, which means you have to study and register the points. They are scientific, there is a scientific information, because importance is one which you can, after you know all these things, you can learn on your own. You can even write on your own. And for CMA students, importance is basically when they ask you a question, an essay type question, or a short answer on motivation, if you know all these, easily you can write what is meant by importance. And for CS also, for an MCQ based on importance, it will be easy if you have a conceptual clarity on other components. Do you understand? So, except for importance, others come under technical information. Now, let us start with the most simplest of the term, of the definition for the term motivation, which is telling you the meaning of this term in a very simple terms. Motivation may be defined as a process of stimulating someone to adopt a desired course of action. Look at the term stimulation. Stimulating somebody, inspiring somebody, making somebody to do his or her job with enthusiasm. The term stimulation is very important. Can you understand? So, to motivate somebody, means, to motivate means literally to provide a person with a motive to do a work. I feel happy to do the work because I'm assured of a reward. I'm going to get an incentive. I'll get appreciation. So you're providing them with some happiness to work. To impel, remember it's not compel, to impel or incite means to make them feel excited to do the job. It is not compel, remember it is impel or incite. So in management, the vocabulary is very important. Try to learn as much as possible new terms. Okay, vocabulary. Please note down this explanation of motive. Is that clear? So in management literature, as the more you learn vocabulary, the better you'll be able to comprehend the question and answer. It could also be, the questions could be like something general, because they are asking you about a business scenario. Can you understand that? When you look at the term impel, so impel is not compulsion. Remember, you are creating an urge. Impel is to create an urge in anyone, in another, to do something. Urge is what you desire, you make them feel desirous of doing something. Is that clear? So, to create a drive, to create an urge in someone to do something. Is that clear? Yeah. Now, let me give one definition with the name of a management expert. Remember, one kind of question which is repeatedly asked in the examination is, they will give you a quote and ask you who has given it. So try to get familiar with the names of the management expert. So we are also giving you very popular quotes on the topic, because they are generally asking, for example, Peter Drucker or Harold Coons and O'Donnell, Henry Fayol. They are all very general ones. Okay, so even if it is not there in your parent institute material, we find that some popular quotes are taken and they're asked who has given. Because in your parent institute material itself, particularly for CS and all, they have given a reference book to be consulted. So probably they are drawing from there. And even for CMA, those students think it's out of syllabus, it's very much associated with the syllabus. Is that clear? So let me give you one popular management expert's quote. Robert Dubin. So Robert Dubin's quote is there, which is also being given to you. So what does Robert Dubin say? So he has defined, management expert Robert Dubin has defined the motivation as something, a drive. When you say something, it's a drive. Something that moves the person to action. Something that moves a person to action and continues continues him in the course of action already initiated. Already initiated. Now, what is the implication of this decision? See, motivation is not always about making them do something new. See, new is always sometimes exciting also, though there will be resistance. Here, management expert Robert Dubin says that it is not only one which is going to take them or initiate them into new action, but also to continue them with enthusiasm in the action which is already being performed. Sometimes you'll find that you will lose interest. The employee loses interest after some time where he gets into a kind of monotony. So it is the duty of the motivator, the motivating authority, to ensure that they continue with the same zeal with which they began the action. So, motivation is something which is not only going to make the person get attracted to a new work or a new task or a change, but also to ensure that they don't feel the job monotonous or as a drag. Yes, did you understand this? So, management expert Dubin defines motivation as something that moves a person to action and continues him in the course of action already initiated. Yes, are you clear with this? Good. So, if you take Robert Dubin's definition, we are clear that the person is going to be inspired, whether it is going to be a new course of action or the existing course of action, he is going to feel inspired. An urge will be created in him to work. Is that clear? So that is Dubin's definition. Now, if you go down, you find a small note given here. Now, why is this note given to you? See, remember, motivation is a topic which is relevant across fields. So, in the examination, you can be given a quote which may be given by a medical expert or a psychologist or a management expert. So, these are some of the names of the experts which is given in your book itself. So, from the examination point of view, it's very important that you register the names of these experts. Remember, I've given this is taken from your parent institute material only, so you will find these names there. So, one popular question or a template question, if I should use the term, is giving the code and asking you to identify the name of the expert. Now here Dr. Wilder Penfield is a neurosurgeon who has discussed a lot on motivation, and he is talking from the medical point of view, talking about brain cells and how it gets inspired. This name is also mentioned in your book for your information. Now Eric Berne. So Eric Berne is a noted expert who talks about how when two or more people are together, automatically there'll be an indication from one to acknowledge the presence of others. So a kind of a psychological understanding about the people. This is purely neurological, or we can say kind of clinical kind of a thing, medical kind of a thing. Eric Berne, on the other hand, talks about a scenario where when a group of people are there, or in course of time, there will be a kind of inspiration to get together. And this is important when we talk about the group work, teamwork, and all in management, isn't it? These are the days where, along with individual excellency, group work or team spirit is appreciated in business organization and corporate sector. So here, Eric Berne's analysis, popularly known as transaction analysis or transactional stimulus, is also a motivational factor. He says when two or more people are there together, naturally there will be an indication of one acknowledging another's presence. isn't it? See, if you are working as a group, even you as a class, when you're together for some time, for some period of time, automatically you will start, you will know that this person, yeah, in the third bench or in the third row, he or she is there, or next to me, he or she is there, or there in the first row, somebody is there. You start acknowledging somebody's presence. So that is a kind of, also acknowledging each other is also a kind of motivation. And if you take Chester Bernard, management expert, Chester Bernard has given lot of theories on management, and he also talks about motivation as follows. So Chester Bernard recognized willingness to work or cooperate as an important element in the success of organization. He is talking in terms of cooperation. To cooperate, people get cooperating. So you find these are all examples of how the term motivation in management literature is taken from different disciplines, a multidisciplinary perspective. So he is giving from a clinical perspective, he is talking about a kind of social perspective, and he is giving from the point of view of organizational perspective, etc. Okay, so you study the theories, I mean the meaning of motivation very, very clearly from this notes, as well as your parent institute material, where some of the experts name are given, and I have also given you in this note some of the experts name, popular experts name. Now shall we move on to the nature of motivation? What do you mean by the term nature? It's about the features, salient features, characteristics, isn't it? These are the different ways by which we can define. And this could be, how will they ask this question? They will give you three correct feature and one wrong. And they'll ask you to identify the wrong one. Something of that sort. That would be a template kind of a question. So this implies your features or characteristics. Yes, features or characteristics. Now, what is it about the attitude? Is it about the idea? Is it about the goal accomplishment? Is it about the support between people? Is it about the 100% performance? Is it a guarantee of success? What is it after all? What is its nature? And remember, this is with respect to organizational setting. That's why we are talking about 100% performance, about the support, mutual support, and the idea which you get, is it about the attitude of to work. So all these are coming under this component. I mean, this chart itself is quite motivational, isn't it? It's looking like a modern art kind of a thing. What is it all about? Yeah. Now let us go to these concepts. So motivation is a psychological concept. Yes, it is a psychological concept. What does it mean? So long the terms we use, impel, incite, urge. If you look at this, all these things are talking about feelings in the mind of a person. So we can say that it is based on the human needs which generate within an individual. Those feelings that influence the behavior and activities of the individual. Is it clear? So it is basically a psychological concept, the term urge or something like that, isn't it? So it is based on the human needs which generate certain feelings within an individual, feelings in the mind of the person. So such feelings will influence the behavior and activities of the individual. Therefore, we call it as a psychological concept. So as a psychological concept, I would like you all to understand these 2 points. Motivation is an inner feeling which energizes a person to work more. Look at this. So it energizes a person to work more. It's an inner feeling. the emotions or desires of a person prompt him for doing a particular job. Look at the term prompt, look at the term energizes. That is typically a psychological kind of a thing, right? Okay, so it is an inner feeling. So when somebody speaks, gives a motivating talk, your supervisor comes and says that yes, this is what is this, this is what is this, it energizes you. And of course a little later we will see how there is also negative motivation. That is secondary. Okay, that is a negative motivation technique is generally not recommended, and it is used only in extreme cases where people are not doing their job despite repeated emphasis. Okay, so that negative part we'll see a little later on, but for the time being understand that motivation means a person's inner feeling. You are influencing the inner feeling of a person that energizes him to work more. So have you ever seen people liking to work more? That is the success of a motivational technique. Is it clear? So it's a process of influence. That's why we said stimulation. We can also see it as a process of influence. Influencing, process of influencing the feelings, inner feeling. That's why we call it as psychological, right? Now, next one is it is total and not piecemeal approach. What is this total and not piecemeal? See, a person cannot be motivated in parts, which means what? He cannot be motivated by fulfilling some of his needs only. You cannot say that, okay, you will be appreciated only. So when you talk about total and not piecemeal approach, see, remember, it is not possible to satisfy the employee partly. You cannot motivate an employee saying that some of its needs may be fulfilled, because motivation is a general term applying to entire class of drives, desires, needs, wishes, and similar forces. To say that managers motivate their subordinates is to say that they do things that they hope will satisfy these drives and desires. It's not one drive or desire, but a set of drives and desires that alone can induce. So we can understand that an employee cannot be motivated by fulfilling some of his needs partly. An employee cannot be motivated. An employee cannot be cannot be motivated by through assuring fulfillment of fulfillment of some of his needs. Are you clear now? So it is not a piecemeal approach. Means what? They have a set of entire class of drives, desires, and needs and wishes. So you cannot satisfy them with just assuring one segment. Is that clear? Yes. Then motivation is a continuous process. Remember, it's not a time bound program. Man is a wanting animal, says McGregor. So you cannot say that it's done forever. The process is unending. Is that clear? Satisfaction of one need gives feeling of another, and the process goes on. So let us note the point that it is not a time bound program. Motivation is not a time bound program. Are you clear with this? It's not a time bound program. So what is it? See, if you say in the words of McGregor, man is a wanting animal. As soon as one of his needs is satisfied, another applies in this place. So, in the words of McGregor, see how many experts' name we are learning in this topic. Are you noting that down? Yes, good. So, man is a wanting animal. Man is a wanting animal. I'm just giving you the beginning of this quote. So, the satisfaction of one need will give rise to another. Management expert McGregor says So what do we say here? So it is a continuous process. Motivation ought to be a continuous process. This process is unending. So let me give you that. This process is unending. Right? Okay. Now it is a goal-oriented process. It's a goal-oriented process. What's the meaning of this? Here, a person will work as long as he feels his actions are fulfilling his strongly felt needs. He will not pursue the activity and even will lose interest in his work if he feels that it is not satisfying his needs. So it causes a goal oriented behavior. So motivation is a goal oriented behavior, or it causes a goal oriented behavior. For example, a person is strongly need of hike in remuneration. Okay, now there is an opportunity for him. If he performs well, he will be financially rewarded. That is a technique, which is a motivation technique. So what will happen? He is now oriented towards satisfying himself. So he will work to such an extent. That's what we say. No, he will behave in such a way that he will try to satisfy himself so that he does not feel the lack of particular thing. Probably he wants a promotion. Probably he is in need of a monetary hike or something. And when there's an opportunity, this motivation technique will urge him to do that work. Can you understand? See, motivation is only one way of making the person feel internally that whatever you seek, you are going to from the organization, you will get it, provided you contribute towards a goal, right? So this motivation technique will cause a person to do work with enthusiasm, with confidence, and in the process, by satisfying the organization, he is also satisfying his need. And there, because of this motivation, there is an assurance in his mind that whatever need he seeks or he wants will get satisfied if he is going to work for the organization. Can you understand? So, have you all understood the four core features? Motivation is a psychological concept. Motivation is total and not piecemeal approach. Motivation is a continuous process. Motivation is a goal oriented behavior. Right? Now, after understanding so much about motivation, I'm very sure you're all motivated to work hard and get very good marks or come out with flying colors in the examination, right? So, the more you work with enthusiasm, the more you will be rewarded in the form of marks, in the form of a career success, in the form of a very good life settlement. Yes? Okay. So, with this note, let us conclude this segment on motivation. So, you have to now, what is that you have to go through? What is meant by the term motivation? Be very clear with the different terms, and the jargons we are using. Is that clear? We have used the term urge, impel. So, are you clear with this segment? What is motivation? What are the different meaning and definition, interpretations, and what does the term connote? Be clear with all the different terms which are used, which is very important. See, across topics, vocabulary and business jargons are very important, so that you can comprehend the question and answer, right? And we have seen the four core features. It's a psychological concept, it's a total approach, it's a continuous process, it's a goal oriented behavior. Yes, thank you for listening to the lecture, and I hope it is of use to you. And basically, it is done for your conceptual clarity and to face the questions in the examination. That's why I gave you some template questions. As we were doing the topic, certain template questions were indicated to you. Hope you have taken that down as well. And as you go through, listen once or twice, you will get into the meaning of the concept in management literature, right? Yeah. Thank you.